morning, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall. This is my sidekick and Harley riding buddy. Dangerous Dave is here this morning. The whole gang is here. Nathan Smith's back there. Our producer, Kurt. Captain Kurt's here. Heather, the boss, is here to make sure that we don't burn the place down. And did you hear about Fast Eddie getting arrested again? He's in jail.
Again?
Again, he's in jail now. He's supposed to have gotten out yesterday. And oh, there he is. He's out. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, and Fast Eddie is here as well. So how are you, Eddie? You okay?
Good. Yep, doing good.
Yeah,
Had a donut. I've got a sugar rush going on.
Yeah, somebody brought us donuts, whoever they were. God bless you. And oh, you did? Oh, man. Well, they were awesome, except I got here late. And I went out and she sent me this this beautiful card and said they're supposed to be like Michigan donuts. And I have a favorite donut. And so I ran to the box of donuts looking for the favorite donut. And there it was, right in Fast Eddie's big hand, eating it, chopping it, right? The only one. And he said, well, which one do you want? And I said, well, I wanted that one. Just kidding. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Look at the crowds. Give yourself a round of applause. We're drawing a crowd. Howdy, everybody. Glad you're all here.
Nice. Round of applause.
To another day at the. What a great weekend we had again this weekend.
Oh,
Did we
yeah.
not, Davey?
Oh, my goodness. It was a great weekend.
Yeah, and we you know what I really like is when these acts come in, and some of them we're buddies with, and some we don't know. I mean, we know of each other, but we don't know like personally. And it's just awesome when they come out, and the camaraderie backstage is awesome. We sit there all day and just swap lives. But the coolest part is when those guys come out and we get to play together.
Oh yeah, man. Craig with Susie Bogus's band, he was a big fan of Keith's. So when he got here, he and Keith were visiting, and we got to meet him. And man, what a great player!
Yeah, I don't like that guy now, and you want me to tell you why? Because my wife, when he spoke to her, she didn't say anything, and I said, well, I thought, man, my wife's not rude at all, but. She said his accent I couldn't even speak because he's from Scotland and I can't do Scotland accent, but Bobby. And when he spoke to my wife, I think her knees went weak and she fell on the floor. and I've never seen my wife speechless, but she was. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and throw in the long blonde hair.
Yeah, long blonde hair, Scotland accent, and plays guitar like a maniac.
So we really don't like you, Craig.
No, we don't like him, Craig. We don't like you at all. I found myself that night with my bags packed on the side of the road. So anyway.
But then Saturday, I got a bucket list item checked off.
Oh, you did?
Ricky Skaggs signed my B-Bender tail.
Oh, really?
Yep. So now there's almost no room left on it.
Yeah. Wouldn't you say in the world of bluegrass, I mean, of course, we all know there was Bill Monroe, but he's kind of come along and filled Bill's shoes. And wouldn't you say in the bluegrass world, I mean, there's a couple cats out there, but boy, Ricky Skaggs is right up there as far as legend goes.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I mean, not just bluegrass, but country music, too. I mean, the guy, he's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, for Christ's sake,
Mm-hmm. Awesome player, awesome guy.
And his guys are just fantastic. I love hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, he's always had a band that's over the top. I mean, he goes out similar to me. Yeah, what I do is hire guys that are much better than me. And as incredible he is, man, his fiddle player, whose name is Billy Contreras. I play fiddle, but man, I don't know. That guy just is in a whole different league of playing.
Well, Ricky's new guitar player is now on my list of guys that I really don't like anymore.
Right.
Because Justice, he's 20 years old.
I was going to say, what is he, 12?
He looks like he's 12, but he's 20 years old, and he picks like
Crazy
nobody's
man.
business.
Yep. Well, kids today, and I credit this all to the computer, because when you were a kid and I was a kid, you couldn't do that. But you can, if you want to learn the intro to whatever, any song, you can punch it in. Oh, I forgot to say Mike's here. Hi, Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, guys.
How you doing?
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, Mike and I went for a great ride on Sunday. You could get on the computer and punch up anything. and there's they call them tutorials, I guess. Is that the right word, Dave?
Yep.
And you can, the guy plays, here's the lick you want to hear, whatever it is, the intro to whatever. Here it is at 100 miles an hour, and then here it is slowed down, and you can see everything.
Well, not just that, on YouTube, you can actually control the speed of the video. And it'll slow it down, but it keeps it in the same pitch.
Oh, really?
So so it's still in tune. Now I remember when I was a kid taking my little record player and putting a dime on it to slow it down, and then putting a quarter on it to slow it down a little more. You know.
Yep, and trying to figure out those licks, we had to do that. Now
and then when it slowed down, it got lower and lower and lower, and you're still trying to figure out the right key.
Yeah. Here's the intro to Day Tripper. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I have a Chet Atkins VHS tape, How to Learn How to Play Guitar.
You do?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah.
How'd it work out for you, Eddie?
Not very well. It ate my tape.
He's doing lights, isn't he?
Right?
Oh, my gosh, that's funny. Well, anyway, I'll tell you one, though. There's a bluegrass kid out there, Larry. He's from Michigan. You know who Billy Strings is? Yeah, there's a kid. Y'all look him up, Billy Strings. He's an
amazing guitar player.
Michigan boy, and sings like he's from Kentucky when he sings. He got a real high voice, but he's really good. I don't know him, but I heard a lot about him, and now he's really kind of starting to come to the forefront.
Yep.
I believe. Again, playing like a madman as well. Anyway, who else was here this weekend? Skaggs was here.
Susie Bogus.
Susie Bogus and Ricky Skaggs.
Yep.
Yeah,
She signed my mirror ball guitar.
Yeah.
Susie did.
Yeah. Was there an idea behind that?
Yeah, I want to get the ladies to sign that. You know, it's kind of.
Well, it's kind of a girly thing.
Yeah, kind of a girly thing.
Yeah, that's what we say when
inside when I bring the guitar out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what Mike said last time we went riding together. He is not showing up with that girly helmet on. So you are not. You should go riding with us, Eddie. We've been riding a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
I might. I may. The bike's ready.
Yeah.
It needs wash, but it needs.
Well, no.
Well, now that Roger's party's done, he said that he's ready to go riding too.
Oh,
so.
Roger is?
Yeah.
We got a little group of guys to go riding. We used to ride on Wednesdays, but now we work Wednesdays. So we're kind of riding on Mondays now, and Monday's a busy day for me usually, so I can't mess around too much. But anyhow, so great stuff all the time here. As always, folks, if you have any questions on Facebook, if you're watching us on Facebook, pardon me, please
or
send
YouTube.
them. Or YouTube, if you're wherever you're watching us or here in the audience, if you have a question, just raise your hand. That's what Mike does. He comes around with a microphone and we'll talk. And just feel free at any time to jump in because the show's kind of about y'all.
Well, as good as last weekend was, we have an even better weekend coming up this weekend, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah.
A very special weekend this weekend, not just for us here, but for you as
for
well.
me. But let's talk a little bit about the Rod Stewart guy because Rob Caldwell is his name, who does an awesome job. He's coming in to do the Rod Stewart thing. He has, correct me if I'm wrong, Dangerous, but he has like the drummer that used to play with Rod Stewart. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the saxophone
Carmine
player?
Appice. Yeah, and Kaja
She's a
Reichelman.
girl.
Yes.
She's a girl, right? Yeah, I talked to her last time she was here. So man, he's like getting right close to the wire. Right?
A good portion of Rod Stewart's actual band, yeah.
And did not the drummer write Sexy Eyes?
Yep. No, Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Yeah. All right. Yes. Who was Sexy Eyes?
Uh,
I don't know.
Dr. Hook.
Yeah, Dr. Hook. Very good, Fast Eddie. 2 shows this Saturday on February 15th.
Yep.
He'll be here, and there's still a few tickets left. But I won't be here. I'm taking a...
Bobby's not going to be here.
For years at the Owens, I've only been here 5 years, start my 6th year, but I never missed a date. Now I missed... I've already missed one. I got to miss one, this one. I got one more I got to miss, boss, because I have a class reunion this year that I have to make. Why do you go to your class reunion, you ask? Because I might not make the next one. You just never know. So I'm wanting to do that. Anyway, and the Carpenters thing will be here on
Friday. Two
on
shows on
Friday.
Friday also.
And here's the best thing, guys. If you bring your wife or your girlfriend, you should not bring both. But if you're going to do that...
If you're going to bring them both, bring them to different shows.
Yeah, bring them to different shows. There's 2 shows. So, but you get a free rose. Is that right, boss, ma'am? It is, Heather. Yeah, so if you bring your wife, significant other. Let's just leave it at that. If you show up on here February 14th, they're going to give your a wife or whoever is with you a rose. And I always find that's cool because you know, if you don't like her, then they put that rose in her mouth, you know, and it's got thorns. Question, Bobby, when you are playing the fiddle and spinning the bow, has it ever gone flying? Nope, not really. There's a way it kind of locks in on your finger. You got to stick it in there. Charlie Daniels kind of showed me the trick of that because there is a little bit of a trick to it. But I don't think I've dropped my bow several times, but I've not. It's not long ago. Like, flew out in the audience.
Well, not spinning the bow, but you remember back in the day when people used to flip their guitars around their bodies?
Yeah, guitar. Could you do that?
I used to do that pretty often, actually.
See,
Until one time I went to spin it, and normally I have locks on my straps.
Yeah.
On this one particular guitar, I didn't have locks on, and I went to spin it, and the strap came off.
Oh, bye-bye.
And, well, no, instead of going flying, it went straight and landed right on the headstock.
Uh-oh.
And stood there for like a second, then just fell down.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know that I was ever that coordinated to do that because I can't hula hoop. Can you hula hoop?
Yeah.
You can't? I can't. I could never get the hang of hula hoop. Eileen, can you hula hoop? Do you even know what one is? I don't know if they have them anymore when you're kids. Sometimes I don't know if they do, but do they still have hula hoops?
Yeah, probably like kindergarten or first grade or something.
Thanks, Eileen.
Hey, I can still hula hoop. You
No,
hush.
it's not just a kindergarten thing, is it? You still. Fast Eddie was hula hooping way up in his 20s.
I'll bet there's a mirror ball one out there somewhere.
I could do all the wrists and all that, and I could do the neck thing, but I could never get the hang of getting whatever you need to get going.
I'll bet if you looked around, you'd find there's a hula hoop class in the villages.
I bet there is.
Bobby's get going is gone.
Probably is. Probably a hula hoop class. That's pretty funny. All right, I lost. Oh, we were talking about guitar things like that. No, anyway, no, I've never thrown my violin bow. Never had that happen yet, but there's always a chance.
Well, we'll have to see. We have an incredible act coming in tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Stacy Mitchhart coming in tomorrow. And actually, Keith used to play with him back in the day in Nashville, evidently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that because according to Keith, he's just a monster. And everything that I've seen of his has just been really amazing.
I talked to him and got him all squared away. He seems to be squared away anyway. And the Blues and Brews. That's hard for me to say, man. It's not. It's just I'm not very smart. Anyway, that's a 2-for-1 thing on Wednesday.
If you haven't got your tickets, get them now because you can get them BOGO.
Yep, buy your tickets. They're BOGO. The beer and wine is BOGO. So if you buy one beer, you get two. Same with wine. What about the bathrooms? Are we offering a BOGO on that?
No, you use it once, you got to go again.
One towel. That's all you get. One paper towel.
No switching rooms.
No. No.
You get squares, those little things of toilet paper. Now you get two. So.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's horrible. Anyway, that's
Hey,
going on every
you
Wednesday.
You got to mention the opening act for Stacy.
Mark Cruz. I had never heard of him until we saw that he was coming in, but evidently he does. He plays a double neck guitar.
Yeah, that's what
and he does the bass part on the top neck, and he does the lead line on the bottom neck at the same time.
Yeah, that might be worth the price of admission right there.
What? How do you do that? You can't. How do you?
You have to be coordinated.
Does tapping on the top neck and then tapping on the bottom neck at the.
Tapping. Yeah, I forget about that. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you
go.
But
he's supposed to be really, really amazing too. So
that one dude did that a lot. With his thumb. Who was it? Was it Bobby? Bobby was it? One of those guys did that. Oh, was it? It was Reverend Peyton and his big damn band. He was.
That's just what they do.
Yeah, and it was a monumental performance that they did. Might be the last one we see for a while.
But coming up on Thursday night, we also have the Golden Star Contest is coming to a rapid close. I mean, I was surprised how quickly the contest is winding down. We have to say congratulations to Doug Thompson. He won last week. He was advanced to the semifinals.
Now are these the people that are in this week?
Yes.
This is Richie Lionel is in. That's kind of a weird name, isn't it? Up at the top, Lina. Shouldn't that have been Lionel Richie?
No, it's Richie Lana, I
Oh,
think.
Lana. Okay,
Yeah.
well, whatever.
And how do you say the next person's name?
Yeah, that I would
He's from
say.
Atlanta.
Baruch Greenstein.
Boy, Baruch Greenstein, if that's his name.
Or Greenstein, I don't know.
Greenstein probably is. Wouldn't that be that name? Would be pure hell in the sixth.
And then our
sixth
friend
grade.
Christine Sanders is singing.
Oh,
too.
she is. Mm-hmm. She's in there too.
Yeah.
All right, that's
And
this
then-
Thursday.
Byron and Teresa Holton. You think they're kin somehow?
I don't know. They could be. Other than what? This Fast Eddie. Other than Eddie.
Chauvet.
Yeah.
The Lights, I guess.
Yeah. Nancy Wallace on Facebook wants to know if you play any instruments, Eddie.
No.
Me tell him? No.
Eddie plays the radio.
Lightboard and soundboards. That's it.
Yeah, he's a pretty a bad air guitar player. Though.
Yeah,
He plays
yeah.
air guitar. Pretty
I
good.
tried. I went and bought a really beautiful acoustic guitar. What's the ones with the round backs on them?
Ovation.
Okay, Ovation.
Ovation. I bought an Ovation guitar. It lasted 2 lessons, and the guy says, "If you're not going to practice, I ain't teaching you no more."
Hey, you know what? I was watching this documentary, and do you know what Dwayne Allman's first guitar was?
No.
Sears guitar.
Really?
Yep.
Old Silvertone?
Yep, old Silvertone guitar. I was watching this thing and said he.
Well, my first amp was a Silvertone amp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I had a Silvertone, a piggyback Silvertone, but I had I have my first guitar with me still. It was the little Roy Rogers guitar. I still have that. But one of the guitars I somehow lost is I had the Silvertone guitar, and they came with a case, and the case had an amp in it, a little speaker.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Ross and I both had one. Larry's from Midland. Then you could take your guitar out of the case, and then stand the case up on end like this, and open it, and it had an amp in it with a little speaker and everything.
Those are cool.
Almost
Yeah,
like
and
those
those things
old
are-
Shure column speakers. Remember those tall ones?
Oh
all in
yeah,
one?
what they call the tuck and
column
roll.
speaker. Oh, no, those were customs.
Oh, those are customs. Or tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Did Silvertone make a PA, Eddie? I don't
Not that
know.
I know of.
They made
Sure
everything
did. I had Shure
The
columns.
old Vocal Master.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on Sunday, I will be here on Sunday.
He'll be back.
Not in very good shape, but I'll be upright, and I'm going to drive all night. Been driving all night. My hands are wet. For Neil McCoy, who will be here for 2 shows, and man, you got to come and see Neil McCoy. He's just he's one of those guys. When I think of people like that, I think of Jimmy Fortune. Not necessarily music-wise, but personality-wise. He's just one of those guys. When he gets here, he'll be the first guy off the bus and probably the last guy on the bus. And although Skaggs was here late, wasn't he in here?
Yeah, he was.
Jabbering to people. So I always like that. It's cool because I don't like there's no reason to be like that. This is kind of a bit of a mom and pop's kind of place, I guess. A family place, I guess would be a better description. And everybody's just friendly and everybody hangs out, and nobody, some of those guys come here and they get a little high and mighty, but it's sure great to see guys that are not like that. And boy, Neil McCoy, Neil McCoy doesn't care where you are, if you're the owner or if you're like Fast Eddie. No matter where you are on the Richter scale, on the top or the right, if you look at the Orange Blossom Opry and you see the owners and the people that work here and the maintenance people, then you see the rat, and then right below the rat is where Eddie is.
That's why my picture's out there in the kitchen to keep the mice away.
But no, we love Eddie. But he doesn't care who you are. He's going to speak to you, and you're going to have a good day talking to him because he's a pretty uplifting, positive kind of guy. And I've known him. Do you know what his band was before? He had a band.
I vaguely remember, but I can't remember the name.
Well, he played the same SHS. You know what that is? The same first word, whatever you want to call it, second word, holes. Same rat holes that we played all around the country, because I don't even know if people do that anymore. We were talking about that when Davey and I came up. There's no college to go to for what we do, but the college that we went to was the College of Beer Joints. And there used to be tons of them, and you all probably remember because back in the day there was lots of places that played live music. And then after the Urban Cowboy movie, there was cowboys and wild horns and longhorns and all kinds of things all over the country, which gave guys like us places to play. And that's kind of where we grew up. That's where you learned to play music and fight. That's where I did. Larry'd been to a few of those. Anyway, and he was traveling around doing a little bit of the same circuit we did. You know, there's a bunch of bars out west, and he had his band. It wasn't Neil McCoy. His band was just called White Buffalo.
White Buffalo, that's what they were
White
called.
Buffalo was the name of his band. So I crossed paths with those guys way before anybody knew who any of us were. Anyway, but he's a good fella, and we'll look forward to seeing him. That's on Sunday.
2 shows on Sunday.
2 shows on Sunday, and I will be here, but I'm going to drive all week, all night to do that. I'm trying to plan my. You know what I noticed? Don't tell my wife's probably working. So the trip to Nashville.
Yeah. You need to explain why you're not going to be here Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get this guy, this buddy of mine, bring them all. Hold on a second. I've got a buddy that is Nathan. You know Tommy. Nathan and I did a record on Tommy. Hold on a second. And I'm trying to get Tommy here because he has the best Journey tribute you've ever seen. He's unbelievable, and he should have got the job in Journey as a replacement because he's way good. Well, he's in Florida, and I'm trying to get him to come by here and play with us on Thursday. Get up and sing a couple of songs. Nathan and I produced a record on him where we didn't do Journey songs, but we did his original songs, and we got this close to getting nominated for a Grammy. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be here this weekend. On Thursday, I'll be here, and then here's what I haven't told my wife, y'all. That's the story I got on. Man, my brain is in bad shape. The weather in Nashville on Saturday night is going to be cold, like in the 20s. So, and it's going to rain. So those of you that can know anything at all about weather, when it's 20 degrees and raining, it's usually ice. So I've looked in Nashville, and I'm going to leave Saturday night after the show and drive back. And Saturday night's weather in Nashville is, it's changed. It's awesome. It's Sunday night that's going to be in the 20s. Saturday night's going to be 48. I'm good. So I was worried about ice storm because you have to go over Mount Eagle. When you get south of Nashville, you go into Chattanooga, you go over Mount Eagle, and it's way up in the air, and it's always nasty. But I'm going to go back on Saturday and play the Ryman Auditorium, the home of the Grand Ole Opry with Sawyer Brown. So that'll be kind of a fun thing. We're going to rehearse on Friday. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're going to rehearse on Friday and play the show on Saturday. So it'll be kind of fun. I promised those guys that I would. This show was originally scheduled for a Tuesday, and in Nashville, in which I had no problem missing any work, and I told them that I would come do the show. And then Mark was sick, and they canceled the show. And then he called me and said, well, I've rescheduled it, and we got you planned, we got all this stuff. And I went, oh, man, because I don't like missing work here at the Opry. I love being here, but.
And just so you know, Bobby,
Yeah.
I have information that your wife is listening, so don't blow the secret.
Oh, I won't. No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't know if you mentioned it or not. I don't think you did. That this show that they asked you to come for particularly was because it was going to be their 6,000th show.
Yeah.
I don't know who's counting, but
Yeah,
that was
somebody
the,
must be keeping track.
now it's the honorary 6,000th.
Yeah, honorary 6,000th show they've
So
done.
now it's like the 6,010th or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I did about 3,000 of those shows with them because when we played in the beginning, like you, we played beer joints, and we'd play five
nights a week, yeah.
sometimes 6 nights a week, and then you'd get Sunday or Monday off, and then we had an old school bus, and we'd load the school bus in the trailer that Larry worked on and tried to get running, keep stuff running for us, and we'd go to another town. So we'd go from like Cincinnati, Ohio to whatever, Florida, from Florida to Texas, Ohio, Oklahoma. We didn't play so much out in that western circuit.
That's all me and my brother did was that mountain circuit.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Bernie Nelson, did that, and he was from my hometown. Now he did that western circuit, I know, but there was, there's none of that. So I don't know what these kids are doing today to learn.
Well, some of the clubs are still there. The only problem is like my brother has a band out in Wyoming, and he still plays in Casper and Cheyenne.
Sneaking at the Beacon. Where's the Beacon?
Oh, the Beacon's still up
Where's that? In Casper?
in Casper. Yeah,
See, I remember
Mills,
some of those
but-
places. Yeah.
But the problem is they're still paying the exact same that they did 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it gets
in that-
kind of hard to drive, 400 or 500 miles to do, 4 or 5 shows.
In that
for-
circuit, the problem with that circuit is the same thing that the problem in Nashville is if you don't want to play for $25, that guy does. And if
Yeah.
he doesn't, that guy will.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, he will. And so that's always, it was always tough because in our heyday, I remember we'd work and at the end of the week after working, now we had 5 guys in the band, if I cleared $300 a week, that was good money. And then that was praying the bus didn't break down, which it did. And, you had to fix it. We used to work on our bus in the parking lot of hotels, sanding it, fixing it, put brakes on the bus, school bus, so you learn to do all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
it hasn't changed much because Ricky Skaggs had the air conditioner pulled apart in the backyard here.
Yeah, it doesn't. All it does is the prices go up. Let's see, I've owned 2, 3, 4 buses I've owned in my life. And that thing they say about a boat is the best day of your life and the worst day of your life? That's for all people who've never owned a bus. Because a bus, every time especially mine, but every time that bus stops, it's never $50 to fix it. It's, like Ricky's out there, I bet that was $1,000 stop easy. So every time something goes wrong with it, it's $1,000 here, $1,000 there. So
Yeah, it's never a good sign when you pull in and the artist's bus has pieces laying along the side of it.
I saw. You know what I thought? What I first thought, because I came over here really early in the morning. I helped them load in. We're short on help because we have a buddy who, by the way, for those of you who are following our friend Ron, who was in a motorcycle crash, he got an ICU yesterday and is finally in his own room, but he's been in intensive care for almost a week and a half. So I came and helped, and Mike helped, and we loaded Ricky in, and I said, well, I'm going to go home and get cleaned up and everything. So when I came back, when I turned that corner, I saw a van with a big trailer on the back and a truck with a big trailer on the back, and the first thing I thought was, oh, no. Somebody's double booked this place. Because I knew Skaggs was here because we loaded him in. But I come around the corner, here's these 2 big old trailers that look like the same kind of trailers we haul equipment in, music equipment. And I'm here thinking, no, what? And I come flying up here, but it was repair people. But at least the positive side of that for Ricky is at least this year he made it into the parking lot before he broke down. Because last year his bus broke down on the street, and they had to have him towed in the parking lot.
Yep,
So,
I remember that.
So life is, it's all how you look at everything, I reckon. Anyway, is that BOGO thing on Wednesday night going to go through all of the blues nights, Heather? Okay, so all of the blues nights are going to be that sort of thing.
Yeah, our next blues artist after Stacy Mitchart,
Yeah.
next week is the one that Eddie's really looking forward to.
Who's that, Eddie?
Allie Venable.
Allie
She's
Venable.
gonna tear the roof off this place.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
You're a fan?
You're gonna. Yeah, she's
a
great.
guitar terror from Texas.
Yeah.
She's really, really, really good.
Yeah.
All right. I like when chicks play guitar. That's just kind of a new thing, because because when they after the first thing happened is they let women vote, which was cool. And then right after that, shortly, they said, well, okay, we'll let them play guitar.
guitar, you know?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you can vote, you should be able to play guitar, drive bulldozer. do whatever you-
Drums in the case of Karen Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was a drummer, right?
Yeah, she sure was.
Yeah, and played pretty good. I know Dangerous and I both know this girl. It's a small world, but when the guitar player for Sawyer Brown now is a guy, I talked him into moving to Nashville. We're talking about that Western circuit out there. I was out there every year. I go to Jackson Hole on my motorcycle. I've been doing it for 30 years. I do it, and I'm usually there on the 4th of July. And I went into this bar and heard this kid singing and went, whoa. So I talked Shane into moving to Nashville. He lived with me for a while, for 3-4 months. And he's now the guitar player in Sawyer Brown. But his sister is amazing. And I called her to try to get her to see if
Yeah.
she'd come here.
Anita Hill is just amazing,
She's a girl drummer, and you don't.
and not just a fantastic drummer, but she sings like a bird
Yeah,
too.
yeah, she sings real good. Sings great harmony and sings great. I watched her sing. What's the big Martina Bride? Independence Day. Sang the fire out of it while playing drums, and I went, wow. But she's awesome. I called her when we were looking for a drummer and said, told her about the gig and all that stuff. She's pretty tight with her family up there and didn't want to leave.
Yep.
But she was awesome.
That's kind of funny. You're talking about small world. Is that when Shane moved to Nashville, I was talking to Kathy and Anita about taking Shane's place in their band.
Oh, really? In what was it, the Wild West?
Wild West Band, yeah.
Yep. That was cool. Well, that's what they did for a while. They just played those bars all over the place. And then when the casinos opened up, that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Because casinos usually have a place, they have their big concerts and then they have their side bands over there. So that kind of gives people a little bit of a place to play. Anyway, Eddie, what do you have for us today? You have anything?
Riders in the Sky. I've been practicing that move they do, when you take your pictures.
It's the cowboy way.
Yeah, the cowboy way. Yeah. They're a lot of fun. I've seen them a bunch of times. Boy, they just.
Yeah, that's when they were
Yeah.
only 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
That's early.
Yeah,
early on.
I've had this one quite a while, this album.
I played ball with Doug Green. That's his real name, Ranger Doug's
Ranger
name.
Doug.
And he's a left-handed guy. I remember that. We played softball together in Nashville for, I can't even remember.
And they're coming back somewhere soon.
March 21st
Yep.
is when they'll be back.
Yep.
And interesting thing about Ranger Doug, the guitar he was playing the last time
oh, yeah.
was actually a left-handed guitar that had been converted to right-handed.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
it was-
that. Did he play guitar left-handed starting out? Or something?
No, he's always played right-handed. But when I was talking to him, the name slips my mind, but it was a real famous guitarist from the 40s.
Oh, yeah.
That was playing this old Gibson archtop, and it was a left-handed guitar. And when I guess the original guitar player's widow
Yeah.
got it to Ranger Doug for
And
him
it's
to
like a
play.
1930 something.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
like a 31 Gibson L5 or something, L7, something like that.
Yeah, lots of money with that. Okay. And remember, if you're watching on Facebook and you have questions, or if you have questions here, just raise your little hand, because we'll talk about anything. We just kind of tell you about what's going on with the shows here, and then just tell you a bunch of lies, because you don't know. You don't know if we're telling the truth or not. We could be making all this up.
Of course, after Vent Alley, we've got the Buckinghams are coming in. They've never been here. That'll be a first time.
That's a new show for them. 2 shows on February 23rd. Kind of a drag. Are there any people that are originally in the band?
I think so.
Maybe still?
I think it's a singer.
Heather's saying yes. So
Oh,
I
the
think
singer?
so.
Yeah.
That's always good to have them. And then, of course, the weekend after that's Eddie's favorite show.
Oh, sure.
The polka, the king of polka, the beer barrel polka. Now,
Yeah, we should have used that with the Riders in the Sky, because their accordion player isn't in that picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
But oh well, I mean we have accordion coming up galore on the 28th.
yeah. The 28th, you'll have more accordion than you need. I suppose they have an accordion player. But do they have horns in that band, like trumpets and stuff? Because a lot of polka bands have trumpets. Yeah, they're saying,
think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome horn section.
Yeah, Roger's been studying it.
Yeah. Well, I say this all the time. Some of those polka bands, they're pretty big, pretty popular, especially if for any of you folks that are up north, like around Chicago way, Minneapolis, Wisconsin, Michigan up there. And I think it's because there's a bunch of Polish people up there. Those bands are popular, and some of those bands are, they're really good. They're, again, you may or may not like their music. I can listen to music that I don't necessarily like if the musician level is great. You know,
yeah.
If there's a great guitar player and he's unbelievable, he may not be playing something I dig, but if he's a great guitar player,
You got to respect the talent.
yeah, you got to appreciate the talent.
We could possibly get a polka for the Super Bowl.
Golly.
We'll talk to Jimmy Sturr.
Now, I got a question for y'all. This is a question. That cat that was on the Super Bowl, obviously, I missed the whole gist of everything. So there was a whole story, a whole thing that I still don't understand. But, most of the people on Facebook were pretty crappy about that. You know, some of those people are assholes because if if you don't like the guy, just don't. It's like the president. If you don't like him, you don't like him. That's okay. But I do not. I don't like name calling, no matter what it is.
Well, it's like you just said. You've got to respect the talent at least, you know.
So,
or
but
the
here's my
office,
question though. Yeah, he's won several music awards.
25 Grammys, evidently.
For music. Now, he can't or doesn't sing. I don't know if he can, but he doesn't. None of those instruments are real instruments on his tracks. They're all computer-generated stuff, everything. So my question is that music? It's not to me. It's not music to me, and it's just my take on it. Again, if you're playing music, it's got a melody, it's got scores, it's got, no matter what it is, whether it's polkas or what, it's music, good or bad. I don't see where there's music in that.
Well,
There's
to
probably
me,
talent, but I don't see.
Yeah, that's
music.
what I was about to say. You still got to respect the talent and the amount of dedication that it takes to master that particular craft.
Yeah, well,
You know, it's the same as a carpenter, you know, or a plumber, somebody that takes the time to master a specific task. So,
well, I look at it like this, if you want to compare. So plumber's a great example. There's plumber, so we'll call that music, okay? And then there's plumber's butt. Is that still music? Is that still plumbing when the guy's bent over? I guess it is.
And yet you still love the sound of the music that your motorcycle makes.
yes.
My motorcycle makes music, I think. Anyway, I'm just being tough on it, you know. But I didn't. I guess there was a whole story behind what he did because I couldn't understand. I watched it. I couldn't understand any of the lyrics. I don't think anybody could. That, and they, meaning the people who did that, should have made sure that you could understand the words because that was a main complaint I heard. Nobody knew what he was saying.
Closed captioning, baby.
So did they have closed captioning?
If you turned it on, yeah. I still didn't understand the message until Karen researched it and told me about it.
Yeah, it was something all about, you know.
It's supposed to be all a positive thing.
It was supposed to be uplifting.
Yeah, it was uplifting. It lifted me up to
Change the channel?
To change the channel.
Well,
yeah.
that was time to go to the bathroom and get
Well,
something to
it's
eat.
not my thing. You know, when you're a guy that likes fiddles and steel guitars and country music and that sort of stuff, that thing's probably not my bag. Anyway, but the point that I made, here's what you all need to do sometime, and this goes to all my political people too, because I have a lot of friends on both sides of the fence. When I was a kid, I was bullied, and I learned to fight, and I got in plenty of fights. Larry can attest to many of those. I don't say that proudly, but I just got to a point where I wasn't going to take it. I was tall and skinny, and anyway, I always thought that the bullies, the people that called you names, I always thought they were better than me, richer than me, more successful, smarter, all of that, because they were bullies and called you names. Now you ought to look up sometime look up what a person that calls another person's names, what they are, because they're insecure. They're all these things that I never thought they were. So I do not advocate, is that a good word, of name calling. I don't care if you don't like the president, just don't like him. Same with that guy. You know, I don't like him, that's not my thing, and that's it. But to call him names is I don't put up with that much. I'm probably beyond punching you in the face these days if you call me a name. Now I'd probably just shoot you. So
Well, getting back to our schedule here,
Yeah,
you know
well,
that we missed a date.
we did.
Yeah, there was a date on here because we were talking about Ali Venable next weekend, and then we were talking about the Buckinghams.
Yep.
Well, on the 27th, we didn't cover that because
Where is
it's
it?
Friday Night Live,
Oh, we have a Friday night.
and it doesn't matter if people want to come; they can't.
Yeah, you know, our Friday Night Live is sold out, and the next Friday Night Live in March is sold out. And is that the one where there's 2 Friday Night Lives, I think, in March?
I don't know. We got one on the 21st. It's sold out.
Yeah, well,
I didn't see the 27th.
the next 3 Friday Night Lives, I believe, are all sold out. And one of those Friday Night Lives.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It was the 21st.
Yeah.
Is the Friday Night Live. The
Yeah.
28th is actually our classic country night.
Yeah, and
And I'm
that's,
pumped up about that because Melissa sent me the list of the songs.
oh yeah, you get them. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of old. Oh, I told you I let all the people pick. You would believe some of the songs people sent to us. I wrote down a bunch of them because a lot of them I know.
I picked one of Melissa's Tammy Wynette songs.
Yeah. So we let the people pick the song. So almost every song we're going to play on that Friday Night Live, people have sent in. Some people were a little confused on classic and sent Garth songs and Keith Whitley songs. We probably won't do much of that.
Well, I saw there was some 70s songs, but they weren't exactly classic country. There was some Bee Gees and some...
Yeah. No, this will be, you'll see. Well,
Play that funky music.
yeah, White Boy. Probably not that.
I'm sure
Have
dangerous.
you thought of letting Keith do Peter Frampton songs? Nancy Wallace on Facebook wants to say.
Keith can do whatever Keith wants.
Yeah, here's the thing about the band is I don't want to say I'm the captain, but I kind of try to ride herd on the music because somebody has to be the guy that keeps us here because everybody has such diverse background in music. If you said, well, just do this and that, I mean, because they are able to play anything. I just asked Davey, I said, do you know any Journey songs? Because I'm trying to get my buddy to come over here and sing some Journey songs this weekend. He said, I know them all. So that's the thing, is our band is pretty diverse. Keith as well. Everybody, I'm probably the least in that field. What is that big Frampton song we could do? Is it You could not Go Your
Well,
Own?
there were two. There's Feel Like I Do.
Yeah. What
And
was the
then,
one with the talking
Baby,
guitar?
I Love Your Way. Feel Like I Do is the...
Talking guitar.
Do you feel
Yeah,
like I do?
Yeah. And the other one was you.
Ooh, baby, I love your way.
Yeah, see, we could do that. We could work that up. Yeah, we don't have any.
We don't have plans,
We try
but-
to stay in this thing of '90s country and '90s classic rock sort of stuff. Eagles, and I think we step out of the box a little bit, but not too crazy. Probably won't be doing play. Would you say, Eddie, play that funky
Play
music?
funky
Well,
music, yeah.
Probably won't be
On
doing
classic country.
But
night.
we did it last year with Ty Herndon.
Yeah, we did. We did play. He did that. I forgot that. And I thought it was very gracious of you, Dangerous, on Eddie's birthday to play Eddie's favorite song for him on his birthday.
Oh,
Anything
yeah.
from my buddy Eddie.
Payback.
Why
When's
do
your
you hate-
birthday?
Why do you hate that song so, Eddie?
When you DJ'd during line dancing time, it's still, I bet it's, many years has it been since Achy Breaky hit? You know, it's probably 30 years. And if you go to a line dancing in the square somewhere down there, they're playing Neon Moon. I'm like, people, there's other songs with the same beat to it. You know, it's just like,
Well, give me an example.
they're all there. Whatever dance that is.
Well,
they do.
it's a great song, Eddie.
no,
That's
man.
It's like
It's like Silver Wings.
Yeah, Brick House. Silver Wings, yeah, it's like some of
Well,
those songs.
Silver Wings is a great song. Neon Moon's way overplayed and they need to bury that song.
Well, if you go back 20 years, Silver Wings was the Neon Moon of the day.
Yeah, everybody played. Well, how many times do we still play Working Man Blues? And here's a cool thing. I asked Gary Rosington one time. I toured a little short, brief thing with Leonard Skinner. And it's funny because that amp over there everybody makes fun of, that little Bandit. When I went out on tour with Skinner, they said, what are you going to play through? Because these guys are like walls of Marshalls. And I said, this little Peavey. I said, just this right here. Anyway, I asked him, when you guys are recording, because if you've ever been in a recording studio, you record something and you cut it till you think you got it right. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 times, or maybe not, maybe once, but whatever, you work on it. Then everybody sits in the control room and you play it back and you listen to it and you pick out different things. Hey, can you fix this? Or hey, let's do that. Or hey, blah, blah, blah. Then you finally get it where it's perfect and you play it back and you listen to it probably, God knows how many times we listen to it, but time after time after time. So I said, when you're all done in the final mix and you're sitting there and we're listening to Sweet Home Alabama, did you have any idea at the time you created that song that it was going to be the song that it is? Because even if you people are not rock and roll people, surely you know Sweet Home Alabama, unless you live under a rock. Everybody knows that. Did you have any idea that it was going to be that kind of song? He said, Now we were all messed up on cocaine, man. We knew it was good, but we didn't know what, you know. So anyway, that was his answer. I don't know if they know that. Like I know everybody hated Achy Breaky Heart. Speaking of that, it was actually called Achin' Breakin' Heart when it was first written, and they pitched that song all over town to everybody, and they went, yeah, get out of here. And so I guess you don't know that when you're doing that. I don't know. I don't have any idea. But you know, it sounds good. A lot of other things going on. You know a little bit about Eric Johansson.
Oh yeah, he's coming in on March 5th. He's an amazing guitar player. I keep saying that about all the blues guys that come in, but I'm not even kidding. Eric Johansson, he plays what I like to refer to as aggressive blues.
Yeah.
He plays with an attitude. And I was telling Heather that if you look at his social medias, he's pumped up about coming down here. He doesn't tour Florida often.
Yeah.
So and this is actually going to be the only Florida date he has on that entire run.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, he's from what I've seen, he's excited to come, and I'm really excited to get him down here.
And then the DeSoto Tigers Testimony. Do you know anything about them? I don't know about that. It's a great name, though.
Yeah, R.B. Stone. When you and I sat in with him,
Yeah.
he was telling me a bit about them. Evidently, they're kind of like an all-star band that came together from other groups.
Yeah.
And
So they're really good.
they're from what I understand, they're amazing.
Well, we're opening for them. That's the first one that we opened for.
Yeah,
So-
that's
You're
the.
gonna have to eat your
OBO.
Wheaties then.
Yeah, well, we have a motto in our band that's called "You're not kicking our ass." So that's our motto, because we're not going. We'll go down swinging if we do. If they do, we'll go down swinging.
Well, we'll have them outnumbered by twice at least, because they're only a 3-piece band from what I understand.
Well, then it's good. If they're better than we are, we'll wait for them in the parking lot. We'll take that route.
There you go.
Oh, boy. All right. Then our Rising Star contest starts on March 6th for people under 30 years old. And that's going to start in March, go through April 24th. So I don't know if that's all sold out. I don't mean sold out, but is there still room for people to get in there, Heather? Yeah, there is.
I believe there is. Yeah.
So if you're interested in being in that contest, that will be now would probably be the time to get a hold of Neil and get your name in there. And from the looks of the audience, you're probably the only one eligible for that.
Yeah, we have to import those
all the
singers
rest of
from
us
out of
missed
state.
that.
Yeah.
We all missed that boat.
You
a
can
long
sign
time
up.
ago.
You can sign up at contest at obopry.com.
Yeah, that's where you go to obopry.com and sign.
Contest at obopry.com.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of other people coming, man. Gene Watson will be here. That's going to be awesome. The Phil Collins guy did good last year.
Yeah,
so
he was
he's-
awesome.
So he's back. April, did you, in March, have you, Dangerous, looked at our schedule in March?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
oh,
like
yeah.
there'd be no time to do anything because it's slamming, which is good. I don't like when it's not that way. I don't do well with time off. On March 16th, our buddy Kenny Evans will be here. I looked at the ticket sales on that. There's 2 shows that day. They're getting up there, but there's still tickets available. That's one of my favorites.
There's all kinds of cool. We have some surprises in store for the Brooks and Dunn show.
Yeah, we do. We can't tell we do have a big surprise for you on the Brooks and Dunn show. That'll be pretty awesome. Gee whiz.
You got the George and Tammy show coming.
Yeah, George and Tammy's coming.
George
I just got the
and Tammy
music
Wynette
for
songs.
that will be interesting to see what that turns out to be. But it will be the music of George Jones and Tammy Wynette. So that'll be kind of fun. Did I catch? I didn't miss the Phil Collins guys. If you look on the website, all the shows are there.
Speaking of the website,
Tell them all that. Give them the spiel. Here's the Dangerous Dave spiel brought to you today by
Facebook. Make sure to go and like our page on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Go through and subscribe, like, comment, and share. Specifically share, because the more you share, the more the algorithm picks it up
The
and
sunnier it is.
recommends it to other people. And our very own Orange Blossom Opry app
Yeah, I have
is
it on my
available
phone.
in the iTunes store and the Google Play Store, anywhere you get your apps. It's a free app. You can sign up, and it'll give you the dates and ticket availability for all the shows that we're talking about. Also, you can watch videos. You can watch the replays of our little podcast here on the app. It's
And
pretty
on
cool.
Friday, February 14th, everyone, tickets will go on sale for Sawyer Brown. They will be here on June 8th for 2 shows, and those shows always sell out. So step up early or be left behind. The Sawyer Brown Boys will be here on June 8th, on February 14th.
That's Friday morning.
On Friday, April 18th, I'm excited about this because we're doing a gospel show, and I always struggle when we do these shows because I don't play a lot of gospel music. I was raised Catholic, so if I sat in here and sang Catholic songs to you all, it'd be horrible because there's only 3 notes in most of the Catholic songs. If you any Catholics in here, anybody, nobody, y'all are. Don't be afraid. Raise your hand. We're all good. We're all scarred for life from Catholic school. That's what was wrong with me. Yeah, back of my hands are still
From the
those. Well, you know what there were? Those damn sticks. They said that they used yardsticks, but they used to have back when in dinosaur days
Pointers,
because they draw stuff on the chalkboard. Remember, they don't even have chalkboards. You have you don't go to school, do you? Homeschooled. They don't even have chalkboards anymore.
Yeah.
But they used to have those pointers, and they'd point the stuff up there, and they'd whack the fire out of you with those things, which maybe they ought to do again. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't such a bad idea. I don't know. But where was I? Oh, which means I don't know a lot of Southern gospel music. The Catholic church stuff. When I was a kid, it was all in Latin, which was really confusing. But it's not a lot of pretty melodies. It's kind of more of a chant. Anyway, okay, I'll get to that.
The reason you were talking about that is because we have a special guest for our
Chris
Good
Golden.
Friday show.
Yeah, so Chris Golden, who's awesome. He's won all kinds of awards in the gospel music thing. He's a great guy, great singer, and it will be an unbelievable show because he's just I've known him for years. They're like family to me up there, and he's just awesome. Anyway,
I was a really big fan of the Goldens when they first came out as a country band.
I was in that band.
Yeah.
I got in that band after I'd left Sawyer Brown. I was doing TV, and I went out to this bar in Hendersonville, Tennessee, to see the Goldens play. And I love their record, Keep the Faith. And they made some of their songs were just so good. And Chris, he was out front leading as a singer, just awesome. So, because I was a fan, I'd go see him. Well, then I got to be friends with him. Well, then I just happened to be there when John Rich, and not that John Rich, but another John Rich, was quitting. I think he was going to work for Tanya or something. I don't know. Anyway, I said, well, let me know if you guys need a steel player because I'd like to try out for the band, the thing. So unbeknownst to them, I went home and practiced because I hadn't played for a long time, and showed up and got the gig. So I toured with them and William Lee Golden for a long time, and that's how I became family friends. As said last time, Sawyer Brown sold out first here in 18 hours for both shows. So make sure you set your alarm and get your tickets on February.
Both shows will sell out Friday.
Yeah. So they'll probably sell out that day. So that's a wise.
Make plans.
Wise thing. So Eddie, if you had any words of wisdom for all the folks, what would that word of wisdom be before we close? Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Don't eat donuts before the podcast.
Why are you now? Because are you on a sugar crash now?
Probably. And I had the really good donut.
Yeah, you have
with
mine.
Jelly fill.
Yeah, the one I wanted.
No, Kurt had the crazy one.
Yeah,
he had the one
he's
with
sleeping back there. Kurt, he's
had-
already
Kurt's
in a
sleeping.
coma.
fruity pebbles on it and all kinds
Yeah.
of crazy stuff.
Oh.
Captain Crunch, Fruity Pebbles. He had all.
You know what I had the other day, and I haven't had since I was a kid. I say my brother-in-law, but I've got a brother-in-law, but he's going to be my son-in-law. Damn. Anyway, you've been able to call me a lot of things over the years, folks, but you've never been able to call me Dad because I don't
Grandpa.
have any kids. But my wife's daughter's going to marry this guy. Anyway, they were at our house until they transitioned into their house. They stayed for too long. No, they stayed for a couple of days. And he had a big box of Lucky Charms. And I was looking at that box, and I thought, man, I haven't had Lucky Charms since I don't buy that up since I was a kid. There's a big box. So I went over there and took the top off and kind of took a handful. I ate that whole box, the whole big box of Captain Crunch. Over the period of they were there for 3 days. Over a period of 3 days, I'd just go by with no milk, just reach in there and eat the whole things. But anyway, it says Captain Crunch now has peanut butter.
And so me and Kurt can't have it.
Yeah, you can. So you can't even have peanut butter?
I can have, it's the goofiest thing. I can have creamy peanut butter, but I can't have crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, really?
The actual nut, there's something in the fiber of the nut that I'm allergic to.
Wow, yeah. I almost killed Dave once.
Yeah.
I did, in case you didn't know that. And it's funny because I almost killed our last guitar player too. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but not with peanuts.
This Dave was accidentally. This other one was on purpose. But Dave was sitting in the front. We were watching some show. I don't even know what it was. But he was right on the end, I think. It's because he was setting his Coke in the the holder there.
Drink holder, yeah.
So I snuck up behind him where he couldn't see me, and I lifted his Coke bottle out of there, took the lid off it, and I had a bunch of peanuts, the M&M peanuts. So I plowed them all in there thinking, watch Dave, when he tips it up, those peanuts will be funny. He'll be spitting, whatever. So I just get it screwed back on, sat down. I sit back down, and I'm watching it. And my wife goes, he's allergic to peanuts. He can't have peanuts. I said, what? She said, no, he's really allergic to peanuts. And then I'm like, Dave, don't drink your Coke. And I went right up there and spoiled the surprise. So, but that was all totally accidental, And the other guitar player, same kind of story, He was sitting there, and I just somehow accidentally, I didn't know, I had my hands around his throat. But just accident,
Accidentally.
All right. No offense. Hey, we got to go, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you for coming out. We certainly hope you had a great time. Time flies, man. We're getting up to the 11 o'clock hour. Check out the Orange Blossom Opry. We have lots of great shows coming this year. Very, very busy March. February busy. On into April. Sawyer Brown's coming. That's always exciting. And lots of good things. If you're under 30 years old, even if you're 29 and 3/4, you can sign up for our contest and win $1,000. So that's pretty good. And then a free trip tour that Eddie will take you on personally.
Real quick before I go, yeah. I almost forgot. I have to say happy birthday to my wife, Charlene.
Oh, it's her birthday?
It's tomorrow, but since we're not going to be on
there. Happy birthday, Charlene.
Happy birthday, hon.
I have to say hello to my little cousin, Mitchell, who always watches. We love you, Mitchell. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. God bless you. God bless the United States. We'll see you next time, everybody. Come see us at the Orange Blossom Opry. Why? You'll be glad you did.